What is up? Kind of a weird time. It's Friday evening, and it's people are out doing things. But I decided to just do this quick kind of live and just show off some things and occupy a gap here because the weekend is approaching, and this will be a bit of a pre-game thing before the Heavy Metallurgy kicks in. So why not, right? Cheers, everybody. I got a Wicked Weed Brewing Pernicious IPA over here to just kind of just kick off the weekend. So first time trying it. So should be a fun one. So let's see who's on board. Y'all can hear me okay? Metal Overkill. Yo, what's up? Hey, what's up, Tyler? Dude, what is it like? Lunchtime over there for you? What are you, like Alaska, right? Well, that's just 4 hours. And oh, what's up, Daryl? Hell yeah, man. Fucking first beer of the weekend, right? Like that. Such a good feeling. So you all excited about this episode tonight, man, of Heavy Metallurgy? I know I am, man. Like, so got fucking Dennis on. You know, I talk about pummeling albums, which is like, I think the idea behind it is albums that are perfect back to back, no skippable songs. And you know, you talk about the kind of people who have, you know, really good stuff in their collections. I'm sure there's a lot of our own picks, but I think there might be a lot of stuff shown tonight that a lot of us would agree with, for the most part. So yeah, so just doing a huge shout out to those guys, just because, you know, I think they deserve it. They do a good job over there. They're consistently there every Friday, along with the Wednesday nights with Marty and the rest of the crew there. So yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah, Dennis with all the obscure shit. That a lot of us are fucking hungry for that kind of stuff too, right? It's like we like that little go nugget to just pop in every now and then. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, a lot of really cool shit, man. Oh fuck yeah. Definitely. Like I said, Friday night, and it's good to have everybody here, you know. So another reason why I'm doing this live is because you're not going to see me for a while. I'm going to do a family vacation. So I'm going to be heading out to Florida, and you guys know I'm based in Philly. So it's a little ways away. I'm not leaving the country or anything. I haven't killed anybody. So as far as I know, there's no bodies in the trunk. Well, it's an SUV. So how do you hide a body if you got an SUV, right? It's just in the back there, like, I guess. They didn't like the old days with the big Cadillacs, you know, could just fucking fit anything in there, you know. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So yeah, so I'll be on vacation. And so I decided to give you guys a little last hurrah, just kind of show off a little bit of the stuff that I've picked up. I've gotten some CDs and shit too, and whatever, and tapes, but I think I'm going to do just vinyl tonight. And which is odd because I've been buying less vinyl this year than like maybe the previous 4 or 5 years, just in general. Not at the pace I used to. And I think it's for several reasons. And I think one is, the number one reason you're all probably going to agree with, is the fucking prices are outrageous. You know, I can't justify every single thing I get on vinyl format, you know, at this point. So I'm a little more peculiar and picky. And I'm watching the reviews more and more just to kind of just get an idea of what's good out there. And I discover some of my own stuff too along the way. So, you know, don't get me wrong. So, yeah, so that's what Dexter did. He was very creative, man. Like, shows like that are dangerous because it just gives you ideas. I'm sure a lot of it's still kind of fiction, just would never work with actual forensics. I think they're bringing that show back. Like, Dexter's not actually over. God damn. So, cheers. So yeah, let's get this thing going. You know, I could have wasted time and just you know, I was a little addicted to watching Chuck Norris beat up 100 gorillas and just kept that thing on loop because That's Chuck Norris for you, right? He's the guy who can stop a chainsaw with his bare hand. Yeah. So I got quite a bit of sludge and some stoner stuff. Are you surprised at all? I got some black metal. I got some brutal death. A little bit of everything here. So shit. First of all, let me start with this thing, man. So yeah, as you guys already know, like Acid Bath got back together, right? And are doing shows again. And I'm a little jelly. Some people have got to see Acid Bath perform. I've yet to see them perform. So really cool that you know, this thing is actually happening. So people have a chance who missed them back in the 90s, you know, Dax has moved on with other projects and everything else. So, you know, but the fact they're doing this, and then Soylent and Green starting to do shows again. We're talking about Louisiana shit. So, what is it? Yeah, Pagan Terrorism Tactics, right? So I've had that CD for like a long time, but I didn't own it on vinyl. So the vinyl was sitting there at the shop down here in Philly. And like, fuck, man, this is fucking cool, right? So it's at a reasonable price. So it is used, but pretty good shape. I mean, let me look at it. Shit looks like almost pristine. And it for like $30, I was like, shit, again, it is used. So, you know, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Jack Kevorkian, all you Gen Zers who don't know Jack Kevorkian, he was quite a phenomenon back in the day. So yeah, so something about, I wonder if there was a third Acid Bath album, who they could have went with, right? With Wayne Gacy, Kevorkian, who would have been that third person, right? The twisted mind, you know, we were kind of left wondering. So it was pretty cool. So why am I showing this? So I noticed something, a little decor in the back, right? And if you notice something here, so I don't think the shop realized that this thing was signed back here. You know, you expect signatures to be out in the front somewhere, right? Which I'm kind of glad it wasn't on the front. I kind of like that artwork, to be honest. So anywho, fucking Dax Riggs has this thing signed. So I wasn't sure if it was authentic or not. So you know, I like looked the line. I'm like, okay, what does Dax's signature actually look like? So it matches up. So all right, so he put the little line over the A and all that stuff. I'm not sure why he does that, but there you go, man. Like, fuck, man, accidental signed vinyl, and looks like an authentic Sharpie. So that is fucking crazy how that happened. I had to kind of blink twice just to make sure, you know, it wasn't just a smudge. You know, once you're over 40, everything looks like a smudge to you. You guys know what I'm talking about. So just black. So this is the 2022 reissue. So, you know, good enough for me. I don't even know if they had, this was on vinyl when it dropped at the time in the 90s. Like a lot of vinyl was not being made during the 90s, especially the mid 90s, when that shit was kind of going out of fashion, if you will. So fucking, there you go. For $30. Again, I knew the shop didn't know, because there's no way they would have had that shit that cheap. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, fucking good condition. Fucking Acid Bath, man. I hope they catch them around here sometime. I don't know if they're hitting the East Coast or the Philly area, but would be fucking cool. Cheers. Next up, got some you know, speaking of OGs, right? So found this in there, and I didn't have an OG of this, and so again, another one, you know, had the CD. Well, fucking Death Angel, Ultraviolence, right there. I checked the little fucking matrix codes and all that shit, and this is indeed an original copy. So pretty good shape. And I was like, this is fucking cool. But you'll notice I don't have the cover. That's why it was, quote, affordable. But you know what? It's the vinyl. I think I'll be okay without the sleeve. I think this is fine. I think I'm okay. I don't need the sleeve at all. I don't need the sleeve. I think just the record, I think I'll be okay. But if somebody wants to sell me a sleeve to go with it, I'd be down. So fucking 7:41. All right, you're on my time zone. I don't know where you're based off, Metal Overkill. I never asked. You know, I know you're on our live streams and on Saturdays and stuff. But I don't know where some of you are. Alaskan Bird Wanderer, kind of a dead giveaway. Shit, man. Yeah, what was that? 87 when that dropped? Something like that, man. What were they, like 12? When he put out that album? It's just, that album's still fucking sick, man. Like, you talk about that shit. Don't worry about it, final comment. You know, it's just, I'm kind of babbling on. So like I was telling everybody else, this is kind of just a holdover live before the Heavy Metallurgy kicks in. So I'll be sure to be done before then. So you all can hop over there and check out the cool shit that's going to be happening tonight. Another one is, was he like 14? I heard something like that when it started out. You would never know it, man. It's just fucking intense for what it is. And I don't think they were ever able to replicate it the same way again. You know, like, I'm not saying their preceding releases were any, you know, were weak or anything like that. You know what I mean? But there's something special about the ultra violence. You know, even that fucking what do you call it? The Frolic to the Park. You know, it didn't have that same feel. You know, I like it. Not my favorite. You know, Frolic is not ultra violence. Super young. Yeah. Fucking killer debut, man. That's another one. I wonder if that will be popped up tonight. The ultra violence. I'm calling it now. That will be shown tonight. I don't know by who, but Marty Allen or Dennis, if you're watching, I hope you're not watching this because I'm giving you an easy answer. Anyway, so fucking, this is a band I've been following for a while, back in the Bandcamp days, like back in the 2010s. And it was just a bunch of digitals. Then he started putting out some release EPs. And so this is a full length they finally put out back in like 2020, and they put out more stuff since then. And their shit goes for stupid money for some reason. I mean, we're talking about a band called Dope Smoker. Zeroin. This girl is actually she's got an Instagram account, and you know, it's just these tattoos are real, by the way. She's got there. I wonder why they had her pose. Maybe they're because of all that cool shit. But cool band, man. They're based out of they're an English band, and you know, I don't think I have to try too hard to guess what this would sound like for you guys. Like, it's pretty much like very stoner shit. This is not a band that's trying to maximize riffs per minute kind of thing. Think Sleep. But I think these guys are a little more interesting in their own way. And the way I would describe it is the vocals is quite nasally, you know, think Ozzy, but not so high register. And they kind of rely on that sort of droning way of just moving the riffs. But they have a really good, it's kind of like if you like Funeral Doom and the pace a lot of that stuff moves, you know what I mean? But put it in a more stoner kind of fashion. I feel like these guys roll the riffs in a similar kind of way. But this is a really good example of a band that knows how to do that style in the right way and not keep it too boring. So this is it came in this sort of orange sherbet. I don't know if the camera will justify it very well. Right here, it's a very orange sherbet. it's still yeah, it doesn't look quite like that in real life, but it's a cool variant. And like I said, man, like Throw Records put this out, and I love this band, man. Like, it's just, you could just fucking sit down and just lounge out, man, and they just have a way of really kind of keeping you interested. So again, if I were to like put Deep Sleep's Dope Smoker or something like this, man, like nowadays I will probably pick this, man. Like, this is more my jam lately. The thing about this too is, and I saw this at the store, I'm like, this orange sherbet thing, man, reminded me when I was a kid, and my mom would buy these like 5-gallon fucking buckets of ice cream or sherbets. And a lot of you who are like only child or whatever, you don't have to, you know, parents that don't have to feed a lot of kids, you know what I mean? Like, that probably wasn't a thing in your household. Not me, man. It was quite a number of us siblings. And when that 5-gallon fucking bucket of sherbet or ice cream showed up, it was, we were in for a good time. So I was more than glad to help move the groceries out of the car. Hell yeah, man. Fucking That orange sherbet. Where's Brian Arkham, man? We'd had conversations about this. Where are you, man? So yeah. Anyway, fuck. While we're on the subject of weed, shit. So yeah, it just kind of happenstance. This is an album that dropped back in January. It's an independent release, so I wouldn't expect anybody to know about this band. So bonus points if you do know this band. They're based out of Columbus, and it's like Dope Smoker. Like there's no secret to the fucking theme of the band, but this is Weed Demon. So Doom Scroll. Their artwork's actually pretty sick. It's a lot more detailed up in. I don't know if you can really see it all that well here, but pretty killer. I mean, look at the back here. Some cool ass fucking shit, man. So yeah, I think Electric Valley Records, I think, put this together, but I don't think the band's actually signed. But cool shit. Like I said, out of Ohio. They had Crater Maker, I think was the album before that, came out back in 2020. And this is a band that has leveled up. I noticed since the last album and this one, musically, they introduced more things. Just a little bit of the psychedelic kind of element to their stuff. They teeter-totter between the more droned out psychedelic kind of style vocals, but it gets harsh. It gets like that. It has that really blackened, harsh, sludgy kind of sound to their stuff. So if you like your stuff was a little more menacing, I mean, demons in a name. I mean, that should clue you in. I mean, there's a reason for that. And I gotta say, like, the middle track here, Commodus, such a fucking bang up track. It's got a little bit of everything that you get from the other songs here. If you want to know what they're like, that is the track to go to, fucking Commodus. Check it out on YouTube. But probably one of my favorite songs so far this year out of everything I picked up. And then it ends with like Dead Planet Blues, which is like an instrumental. It is kind of bluesy. It's psychedelic, but it's a really good example of how these guys have kind of progressed and are really starting to really perform in a way that's very musical and very interesting with a lot of layers and textures. So it's not a boring stoner band, you know, like there's a lot of substance to this. You know, you probably wouldn't know it from a name called Weed Demon. Okay, give them a shot, you know, especially if you're a little adventurous and you are checking out these styles. Plus, I like the variant. It's like a weed variant. It's like this fucking, look at this. You know, it's a transparent splatter. Not my favorite kind of vinyl. Not like I had much of a choice. You know, they might have black, but they had this at the store. I love the fucking pot leaf just sticking out right there. The Electric Valley logo over here. So yeah, fucking cool, man. Cool band. This is their third album. So they'll be sticking around for a little while. So 2025 release. So yeah. Fucking, hey, what's up, Aaron? Talking stoner again. Are you surprised? Yeah. I'm my own flock tonight. Apparently harsh like fucking Camel Straights, man. Yo, Aaron, so back in like high school, right? Like I had an actual Camel cigarettes t-shirt. And I used to wear that like every now and then. It started to fade after a while, after a few washes. And then like that was around the time when Joe Camel was like banned, you know, so I was still kind of rocking that shirt. So it just made things kind of cooler at the time. But I think it got stolen. Like I remember it was a time I used to go to the laundromat, and I think some asshole actually probably went into our thing into the washer and actually took my shirt. Because I remember just after that event, I never seen that shirt ever again. Man, what a Camel shirt t-shirt goes for on eBay right now. I haven't looked, but I'm sure it's probably something stupid. Yeah. So yeah. I like that variant. It's very fucking, if it looks like the actual thing they are, like if it's weed, it looks like weed. It's pretty cool. The other one's like very sherbet. Like, you know, sherbet's a good stoner food. Like, you know, if you guys never been high, like the munchies is a real fucking phenomenon. Like, you know, you guys don't know, like after our Saturday crew live streams, you know, when I'm, you know, where's my damn, you know, when I'm lighting up or whatever, like I'm hitting her, man. Like I'm hitting the little Debbies, you know. So I shouldn't keep them around, but I do. It just sucks because like I know that if I have the Little Debbies around and I'm smoking, I will eat them. But if I be a good boy and don't buy the Little Debbies, I'm gonna hate myself because I really, really would crave it. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Oh shit. Okay. So fuck. Yeah, so another pickup. This is just some demos, and I gotta say, man. So Sadistic Execution. So this is the it's just a collection of their demos. So 30, what is it, 30 years, I think it says, of Agonizing the Dead. So the fucking the RIP thing, the upside down fucking tombstone, like that is such a good touch. And so Nuclear War Now put this out. Like Nuclear War Now is pretty good with the these like early demo reissue comps, and they do it justice, and just you know, be able to get all the what do you call it? I don't know, like, well, this is just a regular little insert here. So band out of Australia, for those of you who don't know, doing this shit way back in the 80s. Like I would call this band, like, you know how like Australia, like everything wants to kill you. Like this is one of those, this is the material that was coming out at the time that wants to kill you. Like this music was fucking borders on war metal. Like it's Black Death stuff before like it had a definition back in the 80s. Like this stuff was like, in my mind, kind of proto war metal. Like this kind of predates the blasphemy stuff, you know, and it doesn't surprise me that it would be coming out of Australia. Because they're Aussies, not satanic. Well, you would know, Peter. Later, Daryl. And I mean, catch it on the rerun, man. So, anyway, so all their artwork's pretty much like this, man, which is pretty cool. Well, who's the guy, the vocalist? Rock. I think he goes by Rock, right? Man, check out some old interviews of that guy. He is such a character. But their shit's fucking intense, man. Like, so I decided to kind of get this. Their Chaos album, I mean, I've had that for a while. It's some good shit. It's just fucking nasty. Doesn't give a fuck. Everything's with a K. They love the fucking K and everything, man. Like the letter C does not exist for this band. So yeah, a bunch of K, special K lovers here. But it's very what you expect demo. It's very rough production. They try to clean it up a bit here and there, but it's, you know, you can still tell it's very primal, but it's kind of what you want out of something like this. So, you know, definitely welcome. All right. Next up, I've talked about this band before. It's a Philadelphia band, and they're fun, man. This is some fun shit. I've kind of been following them since the Bandcamp days too. They put out an EP, a few singles. One of the members is part of Bastard Cross, Chevy McQuaid. Chevy McQuaid, that's his name, right here. And the rest of the gang. So, yeah, you see the lightning and all that. So you can kind of, with the swords, lightning and swords, what do you think this is going to sound like, right? So I'm talking about Skullovich here. So I grabbed the CD back, you know, this came out last fall. So it was a late 2024 release. And not a lot of fanfare. Like, not a lot of people talked about this for some reason. I don't know why. And I guess it's because, well, it's an independent release. That's probably why. So, you know, and the artwork, it's pretty neat, man. Like, it's not like Adam Burke or something like that, which is what everybody's using nowadays for a lot of their stuff. He's a good artist, but damn, is he kind of overdone, you know? Like, I see new releases, I'm like, fucking more Adam Burke, man. But something a little different here. Yeah, just very fun, kind of thrash, speed metal, very kind of relegated to that mid-late 80s sound. It's but much more nerded out. Like, you know, they're really about the fantasy. You know, they take that shit to heart. You can tell these guys really love this stuff. And the vocals are very kind of just, you know, very throaty, but yet still very melodic. You know, it's kind of has a little bit of the semblances of the stuff that you know hear, which is amalgamation of different bands. You hear a little bit of like, you know, I'm thinking of bands, you know, you know that I can't think of one band that fits perfectly in a box with kind of what they're doing because they're too much of an amalgamation. But they just get better and better, man. So what is it? Under a Spell was the the single they put out for a little while there, and that one will sell you. That track alone just fucking rules, man. So it's gonna be a simple sleeve, not much of an insert, because these guys they gotta make money, and they can't be putting out these fucking what do you call it, elaborate and glamorous pressings, not knowing if anybody's actually gonna buy it, So doing a little test run. They come with this cool booklet though, and it's got the lyrics. They gave their tape this kind of treatment too, which is like, I got the blue light on, so anything white is going to show blue here. So not like you're actually going to read the lyrics, but just showing you there's lyrics here. It exists. It's a thing. Yeah, fucking Skullovich, man. Aaron, you might dig this, man. So if you're looking for like a newish band, it's kind of a tribute to the shit going on in the 80s, man. Like it's just fun. They're not reinventing the wheel. I'll admit that. And I don't think they're trying to. So Voivod's Roar. You're talking about sadistic execution. I thought about that too. Just way stuff, man. Like, yeah, he has a very distinct style. It kind of resembles that. So sadistic execution. I guess they've been around as long as Voivod, right? Voivod's been around since fucking early 80s. As far as I recall. Yeah, shit. Yeah, man, you definitely would dig it. Fucking Skullovich. I don't think they're Russian. The name sounds Russian. All right. So what else? So this is a cool one. This one was actually a free throw-in. I made an order through just a small, little, tiny distributor label, I guess you want to call it, called Black Voodoo Records. And I ordered. I probably should have showed that first. The thing that I actually ordered, which I'll do that next. But this was the free throw-in from that order. It's a 2025 release. It's actually released by them. It's a Black Voodoo release called the Sumerian, and right here. So I should have took the plastic off. So anyway, the an age undreamed of, and you know what? I'm gonna rip this plastic off because this is one of those times where like the artwork is worth showing definitively. There you go, much better, really cool shit. So this is kind of like I would say they describe themselves as being influenced by sleep mixed with some venom. Sleep with venom with some Motorhead. It's kind of how they describe themselves. But every time I put this on, I just kept thinking of like it's a more psychedelic High on Fire in my mind. And when the vocals kick in, it's the more harsh moments. Reminds me of Gojira, how he's very screamy. What's the singer's name of Gojira? Like, was it Joe something, right? They're French. You probably can't pronounce half their names anyway. So shit, man. Like, but this is one of those releases where it's gonna go below the radar for everybody. And I think that the fact he threw this in with my order was really fucking awesome. And I think it's also maybe in the hopes that somebody will talk about it and give it some exposure. So thank you, Black Voodoo Records. And here I am, fucking giving it some justice. It really is good. It's kind of like I said, it's very heavy. But with they take some liberties to add some psychedelic elements to their stuff. And this is their first full length. They did put out an EP. So if you want something that's a little more hard hitting, but more stripped back, definitely check out the EP, which is called Thrice Majesty, right here. So just by looking at that image, kind of get an idea. What you think, like early Sword, but I think that this shit hits hard. Like it's even punchier than the early Sword stuff, and it's got swords on the cover, so that's kind of very fitting. But here it's like this band has developed since then, and they were ready for this full length. You can tell when a band's not too original, but you can tell they've really been honing those songs over and over. Really have been kind of crafting so it could be the best it can be, and I can kind of tell this from this release. So it is 6 tracks. So yeah, really cool shit. So the fact that he threw that in, there's no like, is there an insert? Yeah, okay. There you are. Kind of psychedelic in the desert there. They're based out of California. So, yeah, I think some of the bands I'm going to be showing tonight, like a lot of them are either based in like UK or Cali. So that was not on purpose. It's just kind of happened that way. So, yeah. What else? I haven't checked the comments. Yeah. All right. So I said I was going to show this next. Where is it? I don't have anything in order or anything, so I'm just kind of going through the stash here. And where is that thing? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I wanted to order this, which is another. No, this is a band from the UK. This is a 2019, 2020 release. I remember seeing it at the time, and I meant to get around to ordering it, and then the pandemic happened, and I just completely whooshed out of my memory. And then I saw Black Voodoo Records had a copy in stock, and it's a band called Wallowing. If anybody's ever heard of this band or is familiar with it, again, this is their second release, Planet Loss, and this shit is one reason why I love this so much is because it's so punishing. It's very heavy, blackened noise sludge, but with very well developed musicianship. There's something about this that kept me coming back. They kind of remind me of a European primitive man. You know, they got a lot of semblances of, if you know how dark and just fucking just full of despair the shit primitive man does to you. This band is able to capture that experience with this, and it's a concept album. So it's about the enslavement of humanity. You can probably tell. And yeah, there's the Black Voodoo Records logo, and Sludge Lord. I guess Sludge Lord handles their European distribution, I'm guessing. Cool logo, by the way. I mean, look at that thing. So yeah, Wallowing. It's the band, and they have one more release after this. So I gotta snap that one up. But it's like 40-something minutes. It's just, again, this shit it'll crush your chest, man. It's there's a YouTube video out there of this album. Check it out. I think Rob Hammer. Check out that channel. They have this album there. And what's cool about it is if you watch the video, they show comic book panels. There's an actual comic book that goes with this. I know they used to sell a bundle where you can get the comic book of this album along with the CD or whatever fucking bundle they had to go with it. I don't have the comic book myself, but watch the video. I'll leave a link here. See if you want to actually read some of the stuff there. So it's pretty awesome. They went through all that effort to get this kind of concept going. But what you see on the cover and that whole enslavement of humanity and shit, it's kind of how you're gonna feel. You know, it's like fucking. You think of that movie like Enemy Mine. You know, when you're in, you know, when Dennis Quaid's there and the humans are all getting enslaved by these aliens, and it kind of reminds me of that. A lot of you older ones will remember what I'm talking about. So it came in this cool, like toxic, kind of fluorescent yellow. Actually, this is a good color for black lights. Now that I think about it, yeah, pretty fucking awesome, man. I like these. I'm a sucker for these like neon fluorescent fucking colors, man. It's a cool variant. But yeah, fucking Wallowing, Planet Loss. You like Primitive Man? I'm not saying they sound exactly like Primitive Man. I feel like they're a little more. They have a little more of a blackened element to their sound. But it's like that's the shit you put on loud, and you kind of worry if your speakers are gonna blow out because there's just so much punchiness to that fucking production. You do know the band? All right. I figured you might know. It's not a band I ever hear anybody talk about whatsoever. But I do hear the derivative bands, you know, so that's like Primitive Man. Yeah, so another one. This is a fucking cool one, man. Like, this is another band that kind of gets ignored, and I think I know why. So Ripple Music put this out, and you guys know Ripple Music. You know they're kind of like not quite like Heavy Psych, but they put out the kind of stuff that would appeal to people who go to Heavy Psych records, Heavy Psych sounds, should I say? And yeah, fucking Crooked Whispers. with Funeral Blues, and just fucking gaze on that cover, man. Just that shit right here. This is as dark as it sounds. It's came out in 2023, something like that. I got the last one. It's called Satanic Melodies, and this is a band that had members that were based in Argentina, and I have since moved to the U.S. So if you look them up, it's gonna say like L.A. or some shit. Like there's a bunch of Argentinians, man. Like, and the stoner doom scene in Argentina is huge down there, man. Like there's a whole fucking scene in fucking of this sound down there, and I guess some of them are making their way up on this side of the coast, you know, and kind of causing a ruckus. And Crooked Whispers are no difference. And really cool how they kind of have that movie rating kind of thing going on there with Doom, D for Doom. Some material may not be suitable for all audiences. I will agree, man. Can you handle such punishing sounds? This thing is like the vocals are very like, you know, it's a lot of that kind of going on. You know, so if you like that kind of thing, it's pretty cool. They did put out an album last year, but I think it went only digital, so even less of you might have heard of it. So I don't know, man. Like I don't know if they just dropped out of Ripple Music and they just did this, but I feel like this release is a lot stronger than the one from last year, in my opinion. Just I checked that out and it just doesn't hit the same way this one did. It's this is another one. It's kind of like that Wallowing, where like the production's so punchy and so thick, and when it's called Funeral Blues. They do take some liberties, and there's a little bluesiness to their stuff too. So it's not just a bunch of monotonous riffs. Like they do make an effort to create some catchiness through their stuff. So I would say even beyond the last album and Satanic Melodies, I'd say go with this one. Go with Funeral Blues. This is the one I think that might win you over. But I was fucking just amazed how much I like this. And not one I was really looking out for. I saw sitting there, it was the right price. It's a nice smoky, it's kind of I guess it's a smoky, not quite black, but it definitely fits kind of what they're about. They're not really trying to be overly stoner. That's not really the thing. They're very doom, and with a little bit of a sludgy, blackened vocals with their stuff. You know, with the new album, which I forget the damn title, they lose some of that for some reason. They don't go that direction. It's not as dark as this one here, for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, you do know about these Argentinian bands, right? So you know about that, man. Like it's a thing. Like it's just fucking huge over there. Primitive Man, old Greek statues. You know, it's so funny you mentioned that, man. I got something to show that's kind of not quite Greek, but it might be. I don't know. I'll show it. You might be amused by that comment. As a matter of fact, I'll just show it next. Fuck it. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Fuck, man. Like, so, okay. This is some black metal. It's like raw shit. You know, I don't have to really try too hard to kind of explain what it is just by looking at that cover. So this is a band called, I guess it's a band, maybe a one-man thing. Here's the thing. They're called Alfodr. And it's called Windstorm. And okay, this one doesn't show the tiny dick. Not like I'm trying to remember, but it's a statue. It's like a Greek kind of statue. And here, let me pull out of the sleeve here. So okay, so yeah, it's two members. Saw this sitting there, man. Looked pretty interesting. I don't know why it says King of the Monsters. So this is supposed to be Odin. And I think the Alfodr, very readable logo, right? Yeah, so I think it's Germanic for Odin. So I guess it's supposed to be Odin. And so for those of you who are struggling with that logo, I'm gonna do you guys a service and like pull this up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. They do make an effort to it's like trying to find a sailboat. If you can find a sailboat, can you find the letters here? So there's this. And then if you look really closely, you can see the name of the band there. Alfodr, and you got Alfodr, which again I know I'm butchering it because I have no idea how the hell to really say it. Like a lot of these black metal bands, and they use a lot of synth in their stuff. They're really trying to capture that element of kind of I don't know, just really godlike, menacing battle. You know, just these old fucking battle of the gods. They it's like that thing where they use the synth and they try to make it sound like horns. And there's a lot of the horns kind of stuff going on here. You know, like the death march. There's even a moment here, I think like a little bit past half the album, where it's like you can hear swords clashing and metal being hit and shields and shit. So they really fucking pushed that fucking theme, man, with this. Like, so this is supposed to be a demo. So this is the only thing they put out. And this is one of those bands where like you don't know what they look like, you don't know where they're based out of. You try to look them up, you get fucking nothing. So you know, I guess it's the cold thing to do. You know, they're no different there. But it intrigued me enough to want to check out their full length when they put it out, because this is actually a really good fucking demo. The vocals are more of the kind of whispering, kind of very low screeching, low whisper kind of thing. So it's not overly fucking abrasive or nothing like that. You know, and I don't think they're trying to do that. It's more about capturing the elements, a bit of that, the dungeon synth, but with the raw. There are riffs in here though, so there's a little bit of amalgamation of everything. Dry mouth, but cool release. Oh yeah, you can read the logo there. So again, so I don't know where they're based out of. I don't know. All I know is maybe it's 2 members involved with this. So yeah. Tyler, man, this be your thing, man. Like if somebody's gonna check this out, it'll probably be you, man. It's fucking, I liked it. So I'm looking forward if they ever do put out a full length. The problem with a lot of these kind of bands is they'll put a fucking million demos, they'll start another project, and they'll forget to put out a full length. So, you know, especially those prolific guys, you know, like shit. Just focus, give us a full length, then move on to another project. You know, like don't start something, not finish. All right, I'm just ranting. So another one I picked up was, this is a classic album. You know, like you're talking about like some of the stoner bands and shit like that, you know, that's been here. Like, you know, come on, man. Like Elder, right? Elder is one of those bands that's kind of helped kick this off in the early 2000s, along with The Sword, you know, and whatnot. And so this is a reissue of their first album, just self-titled. Really cool treatment. And this is kind of them in their most primitive form. Like think of like the early pallbearer stuff, right? And you know, with the early Sword, and it's really cool to kind of revisit this time period. So this dropped in 2009 originally, and if you listen to Elder now and go back to something like this, you're going to be taken aback because they've gotten quite progressive since then, and quite psychedelic, and just, you know, I've seen them live, very, very interesting. So I think bands like this and Resin are some of the top-notch bands doing this style right now. But what I liked about this vinyl was that it actually came with their demos, which was part of a split with the band called Queen Elephantine back in 2006. And so I got the demos. Really cool print there, which is, I guess that's what the artwork was. I'm not quite sure. And it came in a sort of purple swirl kind of a thing. Yeah, they're both like that. So here's the actual album. And yeah, man, like this is a style of fucking, you know, stoner doom or whatever you want to, you know, I hate just saying that because it's so limiting to describe a band that way, because they're a lot more than just that. But I got to give you some direction, right? What they sound like. But if you know Elder, they're a lot more than that nowadays. Of course, even bands like the Sword have not stayed in that sound for a while. They kind of evolved since then. They don't put out the same thing every time. Same thing with Elder. It's like, I think this is why I think Lore is still my favorite one, but this is a fucking really good one. Yeah, that record's fucking awesome, man. Like, I agree, and I wish more people would give it a chance who are just jumping into the genre. Because this is, I think, a classic. It'll become an essential classic. Again, it's like this and the early Paul Bearer stuff. You know, go back another decade, 20 years from now, people will be talking about, you know, these kind of releases. The same way we talk about early Dark Throne and shit, right? Like, that's the way people are going to be talking about early Stoner shit. Like, man, I was there. You know, like, that kind of conversation. A million demos, dude. Yeah, the black metal bands are so guilty of that. Like, you know, I'm not saying other genres don't do it, but I don't hear thrash bands do this. Let's put out like 50 demos before we put out a full length. No, they just fucking throw a bunch of shit together and just release an album already, you know. Yeah, so here's something a little different. Brutal death metal. I don't think I ever talk about it much on this channel. I'm not as nuts about it like Melanie loves death metal and some of you other guys. Like, I'm very picky about it. You know, I think that especially a lot of the newer bands, you know, it's just man, maybe it's just me. I'm kind of stuck in a certain era, you know, like that late 90s, early 2000s period when it comes to this stuff. But Disgorge are one of those bands. This was the last one they put out, 04, 05, something like that. I think when they dropped this one. And what do you call it? I think Unique Leader reissued their stuff, all their stuff eventually in the early 2000s. But man, but look at that artwork, man. Just look how fucking torturous that is. This is the Disgorged from the US, not the grindy one from Mexico. Like, but like, just look at this, man. The fucking song names. That's another thing. So I don't remember the song titles because I know this is like everyday speak language for us, you know, like descending upon convulsive devourment. We all talk like that, right? Abhorrent desecration of the iniquity. Totally part of my vocabulary. But besides all that, I was amazed at like how well this fucking sounds, man. It's for something that's supposed to be brutal fucking death metal, and just it's definitely not man, I fucking think it's not Brodequin. You know what I mean? Like, you can, there's actually conceivable audio here. Like, you can actually hear what's going on, you know, with what's going, you know, what's happening here. And I don't know if it's just a vinyl and it was remixed or remastered. There was no mention of it, but this is the only vinyl pressing of this. And I know some of the CDs go for not stupid money, but it's getting up there. So I guess this is one of those bands that's considered more of the classics. But there's a problem with this. So Parallels of Infinite, right here, it's the name of this, right? And you're going to notice, where's torture? It's supposed to be called Parallels of Infinite Torture, and they fucking forgot to put the word torture on this thing. Now, you might think it as, well, that's an editor's mistake. Like, okay, they left out the word torture on the spine. Big deal. And the name of the thing is there. But then, I'm looking at this, and it's not just a simple editor's mistake, man. They just fucking completely left the word torture off everything. So Parallels of Infinite Torture is supposed to be on there, and it's missing on a label here. It's missing on a spine. Somebody really thought that was the full fucking title. So, and like I said, this is the only vinyl pressing. So I don't even have an option to like buy a more correct version of the vinyl, unless I get the CD and I get the correct spelling. But it is what it is. I guess they're just waiting for these copies to just run out before they repress it and actually fix that fucking spelling mistake or missing word, I guess, you know, whatever it is. I failed English, all right? Me failed English. So, there's your brutal death metal fucking, it's a classic, man. It's just, it's one of the better ones if you're getting into that style. Like, it's, you know, I feel like that one has kind of a lot going on. It's really good musicianship. No pig squeals, nothing like that. It's not slam. So, you know, for those of you who were a little nervous about that. So I got two more. It's these two are not metal. So I think that was all the metal I was going to show tonight. Yeah. So, yeah. So a lot of you guys who are probably in a stage of your life where like you kind of feel like you listen to like everything you kind of want to hear, you know, and between all the brutal and Knuckle Dragon stuff and the dark fucking eerie basements, you know, Satan worshiping shit, and you know, where do I go from here? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you kind of want to elevate to another plane, right? And I think this is where like some people reach out to things and they hit the neo folk territory, right? And you're like, I'm looking at Sol Invictus, and so I've been a Sol Invictus fan for a little while, so it's not like this is new to me. But I'm just saying, for the jaded metalhead who's looking to explore other avenues of music. So I got all these Sol Invictus I have on CD format. So this is my first on vinyl. So this is a 2023 reissue of the Lex Talionis album. And yeah, shit. So like I said, it's not metal. It's kind of like what do you call it? Tony Wakeford started this project. Used to be in a band called Crisis, which he's since restarted. And he's got his own controversy. If you look him up, he's got a biz. I'm just here for the music, man. Again, I'm not trying to be a historian or theologian about some of the stuff in his past work. And, you know, he's since renounced a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to get into the politics of it. I'm just here for the music. And so this one was an original release that came out as part of a three-way, not that three-way. It was part of a of a collection of I think it was back in '89 with Nurse with Wounds, Current '93, and of course this album. So you couldn't buy this album individually. You had to get it as part of the package with all the stuff. It looked something like this. This is kind of like, which this one's probably going for stupid money right now. And it just is an interesting release because they don't quite sound like this anymore. This has you know, they started out with the drum machine. It's got it has death rock, you know, elements in there. It's quite an interesting listen. Black Easter is probably my favorite one here. Tooth and Claw is pretty good too. And for those of you who do follow this band, you know that they're still putting out stuff. I think Necropolis is the latest one. That one has Don Anderson from Agalock, actually, who's involved, got big contributions with this band. So it's pretty cool. Again, if you're interested in some neo folk or looking to explore other things, this is an interesting one. It's not a highly rated. It's like In the Rain. The Blade I really like, the one that came after that one, but not too bad. Some Sol Invictus if you're looking for something a little more out there, a little more experimental. Some neo folk. And the last one tonight, which I thought I'd leave it for last because it's kind of funny, because I love my parodies. It's a parody / tribute. And shit. Oh, thanks, man. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I got a few things. Sons of Arkwell record, huh? I don't know. Not too particular in that stuff, but if it's, I wouldn't say it's avant-garde, but I mean, I guess they can go there. So yeah, my friend Melissa knows I got a few things. She's in the room. It's a couple of things. Maybe not quite like the Metal Theologian. He's got his shit out in his actual living room, which is pretty cool. It's like a guy you should subscribe to the Metal Theologian channel if you haven't, man, because he does this cool thing where like he'll pull out records, just tell fucking stories, man. So I'm kind of modeling a little bit of what he does here. So I just don't have that cool uncle thing like the way he does it. Yeah. So a band from Italy, and so for those of you now, I'm not even going to begin to call out what some of you might think of Morrissey. You know, whether remove the politics aside, like it's just as a person, you know, he does have a bit of things that will kind of rub people the wrong way. And, you know, or those who like will book a hotel, fucking drive through, 3 hours to go see a show just to have them just fucking cancel on you. But there's ways around this, you know, if you like the Smiths, but I don't know, just have a hard time with Morrissey. Like, you know, Spiritual Front has you covered with The Queen is Not Dead. And this is pretty fucking cool, man. Like, so this band's been around a good long time. I don't know when they formed, but they experiment with post-punk and new wave and all kinds of shit, obviously. So they decided to do a Smiths kind of a tribute. And it's kind of just a mix. It's not just stuff from the Queen is Dead album. It's stuff from Meat is Murder, self-titled, you know, obviously The Queen is Dead too. And they know what they're doing, man. This is a band who has developed and honed this style and knew that they were ready to kind of cover the Smith material and fucking do it justice. And so, as a matter of fact, if you open this up, here are the guys. And there's the how soon is now fucking quote kind of there. So it's a cool little pickup. And it's like it's like think of the Smiths and what they would sound like with a little more modern production. You know, if the Smiths didn't come out in the 80s, you know, but wrote those songs and we're putting it out today, it's very interesting. But don't get me wrong. I mean, they do still kind of captures the essence of feel of that time period at the same time. It's hard to explain. But yeah, fucking Italian band, man. We're able to kind of put this together. Girl Afraid, Ask, Still 3, Big Mouth Strikes Again. Yeah, it's not quite a greatest hits, but it's got a lot of the tracks I care about on this, which is pretty fucking awesome. So way to get your Smith songs, a lot of the good ones, and don't have to deal with any of the Morrissey annoyingisms if he does annoy you. You know, I'm not a big fan of the solo material, but I do enjoy the Smiths albums. But I do, when people say I can't stand Morrissey, I'm not going to argue at all. I'm not going to argue whatsoever. So Heavy Metallurgy coming on 30 minutes. So I'm not going to keep you guys locked in here, as captivating as I am. I don't think that at all. But anyway, so time for another announcement. And so tomorrow night, so I don't think I'm going to be involved in this because I'll be packing for Florida and got to get some sleep because the flight leaves very, very early. And but Jeff, you guys know Jeff, right? How could you not? He's a guy where, like, you know, if you look hard enough, you can't miss him, right? If you follow my channel enough. And so he's doing a hang tomorrow, and who will have his buddies on board, and Jimmy and Nick. Maybe John will pop in. The rest of the Thralls guys, I don't know who he has on board, but it should be a fun night. So they're doing a kind of a pre-game thing for the Maryland Death Fest, and they're just going to nerd out, fucking can just get riled up about all the bands and all the shit. And because, you know, if you guys know, the Maryland Death Fest, like 5 days, I guess, if you count the pre-fest stuff. So here's the thumb. I don't know who made this thumbnail. If you guys can guess, I don't know. But yeah, so they're I don't know what time he's starting. I think he did the schedule already. I'm guessing 9. Jeff's been out with appointments and shows and stuff, so I'm hoping he's got the stamina to be able to pull this off with the hosting tomorrow. But got the rest of the gang here to kind of keep things interesting. So if you're wondering what's going on, it'll be May 10th on the Gasmasks and Hand Grenade channel. I will leave a link here, so for anybody who somehow will miss it, it should be a fun time. They're probably going to shit on me because I am not going to be at the fest this year because I got other things too, man. Like, look, I can't revolve my whole life just on metal. You know, it's like I got stuff and things to do and people to see, people to do, and, you know, whatever order you want to orient this stuff. But I think he did one last year with the guys, and it's always fun. I think what was the one time? I think John home dropped in from, you know, Agalock, and so he might hop in again, you know, so which will be pretty cool. And Agalock did play the fest. They're the ones that filled in for my dying bride who backed out. Damn it. So it's pretty cool. So fucking old 80s synth, man. Yeah, you dig it. Yeah, it's called Spiritual Front. That one's called The Queen Not Dead. But yeah, check out their other stuff, man. If you like this, I mean, they know what they're doing. If you love that 80s shit, so definitely. All right, man. Like I'll leave you guys with that, and get ready for fucking Heavy Metallurgy. And you can watch me fucking just babble on and dad joke away in the comments, but should be kind of cool. Thank you all for coming on and hanging for a little bit before the big thing. So I'll end it here, and I'll see you all in a little over a month or whatever when I'm back. But you might catch me at a Heavy Metallurgy review or whatever. So in between that, but not quite on this channel. So the channel's dead for a month, or at least a month and a half. So I'll catch you all later, and definitely, like I always say, man, keep it dreadful. Thank you. Later, Peter. Later, Comet. And anybody else who's still here, fucking Aaron and anybody else. So Tyler. Cool. All right. Later.